Now I tell you a secret. The hidden chief of a passion or of a Christmas oratorio is the evangelist. Because I am the cheerleader. The way I'm saying, da schrien sie und sprachen, is the way the chorus will join or will answer. For example. Und alsobald war da bei dem Engel die Menge der himmlischen Herrscharen, die lobten Gott und sprachen. Is something different than. Und alsobald war da bei dem Engel die Menge der himmlischen Herrscharen, die lobten Gott und sprachen. You see, I have the power, and I, of course, won't misuse it.
You go in tempo a little bit earlier than I had imagined.
Okay, it can be later, certainly.
As far as I
Da
concerned,
kamen die Weisen von Morgenlande gen Jerusalem.
Bam.
Und we can even go with und sprachen, certainly.
Exactly. I would say that the impulse is our D, is our fourth beat. Gen Jerusalem. Wow.
Und sprachen.
Bam.
Wo? Das wird so schön. Ja. Und das Beste wird. My personal music rendition was nourished and fed by my father, by my parents. I come from a Lutheran parish house in eastern Austria.
How they move backwards and forwards into position.
It is a very individual thing to sing the Evangelist. And the Evangelist is the signature of the singer. There is such a big difference of how much you're crawling into the theology, how much you're really into this. Not only to look at a perfect music rendition, but also a perfect sermon. And the composition of Bach is a sermon. You can't put this away.
Tomorrow, which is the vocal day, so to speak. But I mean, in principle, you are singing everything. Huh?
Certainly. And I will give all the entrances from Da riefen sie alle und sprachen. We can do this tomorrow. A Secco recit is a very simple way of putting text to music. In his oratorios, in his passions, Bach puts text to speech. And the text of those passions is the gospel, the pure gospel. And so he sets these prose words, like in a storybook, to plain recits. So Secco recit is about storytelling. Da Jesus geboren war zu Bethlehem, im jüdischen Lande, zur Zeit des Königes Herodes. Of course, there is a big difference between this dry Secco recit and the da capo aria, which can easily have 6, 7, 8 minutes, of course also shorter. The main principle of the recit is deliver the words once. Auf dass sich schätzen ließe mit Maria, seinem vertrauten Weibe, die war schwanger. The recit asks for a little less voice, and of course the aria, even with piano and with echo, asks more for a constant stream. So as aria, you know, the word aria means air. So singing an aria needs more aria than singing a recitativo. Ich will nur dir zu Ehren leben. Mein Heiland, gib mir Kraft und Mut, dass es mein Herz recht eifrig tut. But what is the special thing on a Baroque aria, about a da capo aria? It's about the repetitions. It's about like chewing around on this text musically. Ich will nur dir zu Ehren leben. There is a big advantage about the tenor voice. It's acoustic-wise, sound-wise. Even long before the Italian opera invented the tenor, it was, as for the clarity, people found out, especially in big churches and big cathedrals, that the high male voice is the best compromise between musical clarity and text clarity. So I think this is the answer to the question, why on earth is the Evangelist always a tenor?
Also steht geschrieben durch den Propheten, und du, Bethlehem, im jüdischen Lande, bist mitnichten.
In this Baroque music, you can take your freedom, especially in the recits. When I start a rehearsal for a Passion or for the Christmas Oratorio here, then of course I have my general preparation, which is the knowledge of the music, the knowledge of the text. I warm up my voice, as every singer does. I have a look at some tricky points. I say, keep them fresh, keep them polished. But the rest of the rehearsal, or the main part of the rehearsal, let's keep it this way, is to get accustomed, what does the conductor want? Especially in our case here, when Lars Ulrik Mortensen is conducting on this very spot, sitting at the organ. How does he play the chords? Is he using all those numbers amply? Is he repeating chords? Does he want to hurry together with me? Or does he give me the idea, do more portions, do more chapters in your recit, which of course always applies also to the cello player, because he is, to be honest, he is my most important person, because he gives not only the music, but also the impulses. There are some places in a recit where there is an emphasis in the violoncello.
Da das der König Herodes hörte.
The note of the voice comes directly afterwards. Bam! And so the impulse of the violoncello is vitally important. So it is a mélange. At the end of a rehearsal day, at the end of a whole period of preparing a performance, we should have found our language.
Und da 8 Tage waren, dass das Kind beschnitten würde.
Sometimes I tend to be a bit on the very intellectual edge. And then I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I dare to say there are a few of the conductors of today I could easily suit and serve well with my voice and with my stamina, but unfortunately not with my idea of doing the recits. So it is a thing of spreading love and ideas and being received, being embraced both by the audience, which I hope is always the case, but of course also with people who are in charge of a whole performance, that it fits, that it matches. This is a very important task for an evangelist.
Und da 8 Tage waren, dass das Kind beschnitten würde, da war sein Name genannt, Jesus, welcher genannt war von dem Engel, den im Mutterleibe empfangen ward.